over long.
Yeah, well, what I think needs to happen is like people like Logan. It's like, cool, dude. Hey, you moved to Puerto Rico. What would have been cooler is if you started an underwater, under ocean base.
There we go.
Start like the New Age Atlantis. No taxes down there.
How big
you're
are
starting
comets?
a new nation, dude. Angel and I are getting a cat.
What?
Yep.
What kind of cat?
A large cat, like barely legal cat.
Ooh, those are perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan's the perfect place for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Adventure cat?
Oh yeah, for sure. We're gonna train her how to go on hikes with us. She's gonna have a harness. We're gonna walk her like just like a normal dog. Like, you know, I grew up not really vibing with cats personally.
You always had them big-eared hounds.
Yeah, we did. We had dogs in our house, but I don't know what it is. As I've grown older, there's just like this respect for cats, but it's certain cats.
Yeah.
Because you know very well, you as a cat owner yourself,
Mm-hmm.
certain cats are just douchers.
Yeah, I've had a ton of different types of cat.
Really?
Remember that cat during my childhood, the white one, Ruby, that would just attack?
I thought that was the one that's still alive. Did he
No.
pass? Ruby's in the beyond world?
Yeah, Ruby lived a long life into her 20s, but
Oh, damn.
but she's gone.
That's sad.
Now I have Kaya.
Kay
who
is a legend.
Sleeps, cuddles, and sleeps. That's it.
Yep, she's beautiful. Welcome back to the Vibe Source Podcast. This is episode 4. We're still in it. 4 for July 4th. If you're watching this on a boat, if you're watching this while wrestling an alligator, possibly you're watching this while scaling a large building / cliff or driving a semi-truck.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you're doing, hopefully you're celebrating America. Hopefully it's a beautiful day for you, your family, your wife, your kids, if you got them. If you don't, maybe your pets.
Your cats.
Yeah, your cats. But July 4th, always one of my favorite weekends here.
Yes.
Huge fan of America, personally.
Positivity, fun. Everyone
Yeah.
loves each other.
Dude, I don't know if you've seen it, but there's been a lot of. We usually get into good news, but we'll do it right after this. There's been a lot of hype around this lady that she turned her back on the flag. Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
You didn't see that?
No, that stresses me out though, just to hear those words.
I know. It gets my heart pumping. No, here's Angel. Maybe you can find this. So she's a Olympic hammer thrower, which I didn't know you threw hammers to get in the Olympics. Personally, no offense. I think that's awesome. And she was, I think, in 3rd place. She got the bronze medal, and she went up on the stand, to get the medals, to get accepted into the Olympics, and the national anthem started playing, and she turned her back, and she walked away. And
this
so
is
she got a lot of
medaling.
Yeah, during the medal ceremony, and she came out and said like, oh, I was set up, blah 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 blah. But then she was on a local news station. I watched this interview, and then she basically said, oh well, the reason why I did it is because the history of this country, the history of, how, my families have been oppressed throughout history, and so that was her reasoning. So.
She's just standing there with some attitude.
Oh, she had some sass.
Wow.
She had some sass.
Yeah, but who knows?
You need sass to throw hammers that far.
I don't know
let's
this
give her that.
woman. I don't know this woman. I don't know anything about her. But what if one of the camera people or someone on her team was like, "Hey, girl, will you hit a pose real quick? This is the perfect opportunity for the most epic photo." And then as that's happening, the national anthem comes on.
Yeah,
and
there's a
everybody
lot
goes,
of.
"Hey, girl," because a picture is a millisecond of time.
Mm-hmm.
There it is, and I was the same way. I was looking at this, I was like, I don't want to judge. First off, I believe if you want to protest the flag, if you want to protest anything, you can do whatever you want. However, there are circumstances to doing whatever you want, and if you're down for that cause, be down for the cause. I'm cool with that. I didn't like how she came out and said, oh, I was set up. But then in reality, she followed it up by saying, no, it was intentional. She did it intentionally.
Man, that stinks.
But it is what it is. July 4th, I actually found out the other week I had 3 ancestors fight in the Revolutionary War.
That's
and
incredible.
Civil War.
That is
2 of them died on the battlefield even. So, shout out to them. I think one was Conrad House, and I'll get the name on the other 2. But they died in a couple battles, and that's one thing that I see is a lot of these younger kids that just don't understand the history of America properly they're not really as stoked about the country, which I understand.
Yeah.
We're not perfect. There's a lot of issues, but there's also a lot of sacrifice that went into
But
getting us
also,
here.
let's not blow this situation up too much
I agree.
because
I
I
agree.
guarantee there was less than 7 people watching Olympic hammer throwing.
Exactly.
And
And,
there was-
everybody freaks out. They're like, what?
Well, and 98% of them left before the medal ceremony. I can
Exactly.
promise you that right now.
Exactly. That's
and
a good
no
point.
offense to anybody that throws hammers.
No, none at all. Go get your bag. Do what you got to do. Let's dive into some good news because there's just a lot of good energy flowing. So, charitable giving in the U.S. rose 5.1% last year to a record high of $471 billion in 2020. So that's good. There's a lot of
That's
crazy
really
stuff
good.
going on in 2020, but really rich people said, you know what, we'll chip in a couple of bucks here and there.
And probably some poor people and some
Oh, yeah.
middle class people and some businesses and some individuals.
100%.
Probably some money launderers in there.
Oh yeah, some good old fashioned.
I just love to see almost 500 billion going into good causes. That's good.
Yeah. I'd rather see the money flowing from these wealthy people into the charities versus, giving more money to the government. Because that was one thing I also wanted to bring up. Zach and I always talk about this. We're not done in life. Like our goal, like we know when we officially made it is when I'm on a boat and I park that boat inside of another boat.
Yeah, like your bon voyage, your big boy.
Exactly.
And you can go take a little boat, which is really a large boat, out for a trip and come back and park it in your other boat.
Exactly. People see me driving this quite large vessel. They're like, wow, that's impressive. That guy must do something nice. And I'm like, hey, Conor McGregor, what's up? I'll see you at the fight later. And then we scoot into our yacht that's 10 times bigger than the boat that I'm currently driving in.
There you go.
Once we reach that point, we've
Yep.
made it. But until then, we've got a lot of work to do, and we're going to keep grinding.
Here's my strategy to keep billionaires motivated, but also to help others. I think if you hit 1 billion, in order for any money to be able to go into your bank account, you have to help one other person hit 1 billion. And then you can
That's
get to
deep.
2 billion.
That's deep.
And then if you want to get to 3 billion, you got to help another person get to 1 billion. And you got to keep doing that to unlock. So then competitiveness, innovation's still there,
Yeah.
and other people are joining that pedestal.
This leads me to something I've thought a lot about is like just money. Money is one of those things when you think about it, you're like it's not really anything.
Yeah.
We've just agreed in its value. However, the really cool thing about it is we're constantly creating now because of cryptocurrency. We're creating all these new monetary solutions.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that there's just like an unlimited amount of money that we're now tapping into because it's decentralized?
It
'Cause-
feels like that. I don't want to sound ignorant when I say that, but it does feel like there's a lot, almost an unlimited amount of different money.
Well, because I think about it, I mean, there's an unlimited amount of money to the people who created money.
Yeah.
So why can't we all have an unlimited supply of money? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
As long as we all agree on it being valuable, like
Mm-hmm.
if you hand me, like you just sold your PT Cruiser, if you pull up and say, hey,
Easy on my PT Cruiser.
I'm sorry, your
I don't
wife's
drive
Cruiser.
PT Cruisers.
I saw you whip it a couple times.
Yeah, well,
dude, no
it's
offense,
fun.
dude. PT Cruisers are legit.
No
dude.
offense taken. I can't lie. I do like a nice PT
Those are
Cruiser.
clean. Yeah, those are clean
The
vehicles.
amount of
bro.
room you have in that thing?
I'd take a PT Cruiser over a Porsche any day.
Dude, that PT Cruiser had automatic start.
That's, I mean, come on now. You're living in 3050 right now.
Yeah, boy. What were we talking about?
I don't
Money.
So, yeah, cryptocurrency is one of those things that I really do believe that we're going to be able to do these things like you're talking about is create wealth, create financial abundance for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Decentralized currencies are allowing us to take back our power and to officially like really create value where there wasn't value.
Yeah.
Oh, what I was saying is the PT Cruiser. If you pulled up and you delivered that to me and you said, "Hey, this is 20 grand," I might take it because it's just a PT Cruiser.
Right.
But realistically, it's like, no, bro, that's 1,200.
Yep.
There's an agreed value.
There is an agreed value.
Perceived value to it. So this is Nadia Nadim. She's an Afghan refugee. And so, like you said, her father was killed by the Taliban, but now she's become a soccer star, and she's creating sports clubs for at-risk youth or youth just throughout Afghanistan. Is that what I'm
That is so
getting?
incredible. And it's just so inspirational when people, I don't know, I have a soft spot for people that really were in tough situations and worked so incredibly hard to get out of those tough situations.
Yeah.
Because with all those accolades she's got, it didn't take just doing or learning one thing to get herself out of that situation. She had to learn all those different things, from languages to sports. How to carry yourself is just awesome.
Yeah, I love these types of human beings. It just makes me think, like, anytime I start to complain, it's like, sometimes when I was in LA, I used to hear people behind me be like, oh, there's oat milk in my latte. I ordered coconut milk. It's like, really? Huh? Because do you live in Afghanistan?
Right.
Are the Taliban outside your doorstep?
You want to go to
every day?
India
Huh?
for a week?
Yeah. What do you want to do? You want to just climb Mount Everest, huh? Maybe just camp out there without your shirt on?
People in LA are barely real. No offense.
Oh, dude, they're softer than soft.
Right. Everyone I ever meet from LA is trying to get out.
That's true. Speaking of which this was something I wanted to bring up. Logan is selling his house. So the house that I lived in for 2 years in LA, he's putting that up for sale. Did you see that, Angel?
Did he get your approval?
No.
That's
Actually, yes.
basically not okay.
Yes,
that's
because honestly, I saw it a year before everybody. I'm just gonna toot my own horn. I'm gonna just say I told everybody so.
You
But
did.
when I bounced to Hawaii, everybody's like, "Oh, you're gonna be back in LA." It's like, no, man, no, I'm not.
No?
I saw it tanking. I saw, hey, this is my chance out, and I'm stoked for Logan. I'm really stoked. I think it's smart for him from a business perspective for obvious reasons, but Puerto Rico is beautiful. Angel back there, she's Puerto Rican. So what do you think about this? I'm interested in your opinion.
It's fine as long as the infrastructure improves, and it was blasted by a hurricane. A lot of my family was lost in that hurricane. So not much has been done to improve the places that have been hit. So as long as people are improving and leaving it better than where they found it, whatever. Do what you want to do.
Yeah, that's awesome. But I'm stoked. I think the mass exodus of LA is a good thing for creativity because first off, I think Logan, the one thing that I was most impressed by him when I was working with him and just living with him is his ability to innovate no matter who's around him. Mm-hmm. Like if he's all alone on Puerto Rico and there's no one else, he'll still find a way.
Yeah. Well, the whole COVID thing, I think, really helped open up a lot of people's eyes to the fact that, so basically LA, people want to be there because there's so many collabs you can do and connections, and you're right down the street from anybody you need to be right down the street from. But then COVID happened and people weren't going and doing as many guest spots, whether it was in person, live, or on podcasts, things like that. And then they started doing the Zooms, and not everybody liked doing the Zoom podcasts, but they realized, I would imagine, I have no idea, that their views went down by maybe from like 1.1 million to 900,000. And they were like, oh, so I can go live somewhere that makes me happy and makes me a better person. And it only drops by that much. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah. I also thought the overall, just like the health of being in that city, like there's 18 million people in the greater LA area. It's like,
I don't even think there's that many people in Michigan, is there?
There's half that number in the entire state of Michigan. So I
love that.
I love that too, man. I'm stoked on being home in Michigan. It's amazing. It's really amazing. Set up the Vybe factory. Future's looking too bright.
Yep.
Know what the future isn't looking bright for though is Subway. Did you see that, Angel? Subway. Yeah, they the New York Times called them out and they're like, "Yo, send a sample of your tuna into the lab. We got to get that tested because I don't know if that's tuna." So it comes out to find that the tuna indeed did not have any tuna DNA in it.
And coming from someone who's ate plenty of tuna subs from there, that's probably why the next day your body seizes up and you can't move for 3 hours in the morning after your coffee because, yeah, you better cancel your plans because you ain't going nowhere.
Right. Who knows? Maybe their subs cure COVID.
I would love...
They kill off the COVID
that
particles.
Could be true.
So,
I'd love to know what is in that sub.
Me too. I don't think they figured it out, did they? Maybe, Angel, you could do some research on that. But, ooh, yikes. Do you remember, like, way back in the day when Burger King got in trouble for putting horse meat in their burgers?
No, but I remember when everybody tried to call out Taco Bell. And Taco Bell got theirs studied, and it was 88% real, which apparently is a real success story. And so they made, like, all their menu items 88 cents for a week just to be gangsters about it.
Gosh. Oh,
Taco Bell was like, our meat's fake? Are you serious?
88%. That's a B
Yeah.
plus.
What's the other 12%? I said 88%.
One thing that I really want to do, it's like my ultimate dream, is to start a fast food chain, but make it all organic. You'd have to put.
The problem is it's not fast.
Oh, we would make it fast. I think there's a way. There's a way. You'd have to make everything yourself, and you'd have to like really put a lot of work into it.
And you'd have to pay people to work hard and care.
I'm hiring C-3PO. You already know that. I'm hiring 10 C-3POs. And hey, if Chris gets his act together, I'll hire Chris too.
Here's the thing. I'll challenge you on that. What if those 10 C-3POs do more harm to the environment than all the good you're doing by serving plant-based seaweed?
We'll see. Challenge accepted. Speaking of doing harm to the environment, we got another good story here. Lego has just revealed the first prototype of its classic brick that is made fully from recycled plastic sourced by discarded bottles.
They haven't been using recycled plastic this whole time?
I don't think so. I mean, that's awesome, though.
It's good.
I'm a Lego fan, dude. I'm a huge Lego fan. And
Big
I'm
Lego
stoked
fan.
that I have 2 nephews and a niece now, because I'm 100%, just a heads up, Angel, I'm buying them Legos, but it's 100% for me.
There you go. Dude, who was it that used to have a full Lego basement?
Emerson.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude. That
Like
was
a whole
so
city.
sick. Yeah.
Yeah, we'd go over to his house and we're like, oh yeah, I love Legos, like bad. He opens his door and there's literally a miniature New York
Yeah.
in this whole entire
A full
room.
finished basement is just Legos.
Yeah, just Legos. And it's like heavens opened up. As a kid, it's like that. You made it. That's
yeah,
it.
but also I'm a kind of a terrible person, so I got one bird on my shoulder going, that's really cool, and the other bird's going, fucking knock it down.
Kick it.
That was awesome.
Yeah, Legos are the move. That's awesome. It's cool to see these companies that are starting to get innovative
Yeah.
with, using recycled materials. We're actually doing the same thing. A lot of our products, pretty much all of our products, are
Yeah.
being produced by recycled materials.
Honestly, that's the move. Like if you absolutely can't get something sourced that is really sustainable, you 100% should be sourcing materials like plastic that are fully recycled. There's no,
yeah.
that's silly.
You have to. Another piece of good news. I want to just keep this good, fun, light, because you're on a boat right now.
July
You're
4th.
chilling on the lake, and you might be 3 beers deep. You might be sober like myself, but whatever you're doing, you're enjoying a little can of that freedom, baby. Go, sip it down. And we just want to have some good vibes coming your way. So this is really good news, especially for the people that are out on a boat, on a sandbar, who are a little faded, right now. You know what I'm saying? A little medicated. But we've got a prohibit. So Justice Clarence Thomas, he made a comment about the federal ban on marijuana, because marijuana is still banned federally, which makes no sense.
None.
But on the state level, many states have legalized it, including here in Michigan. It's legalized. So shout out Michigan. But he said a prohibition on interstate use or cultivation of marijuana may no longer be necessary or proper to support the federal government's piecemeal approach, which I don't know what any of that means, but what I'm thinking it all means is that federally marijuana is about to be legalized.
I would hope. Only thing, that's really good.
It's about time.
It's going to help so many people. I'm just worried because the federal government's clearly purchased out by different large companies.
Oh, of course. Well, the amount of regulations, I don't know hardly enough to speak about this.
Who's
but
a
the good thing is
competitor
I
of
do
marijuana?
identify as a doctor. I did realize that this week.
Boom.
Yep, I identify as a doctor.
We needed a doc in the group.
Yep, we did.
A
So
real one. If
that's
you know
good.
what I'm saying.
I just got that out of the way. But yeah, I mean, marijuana, like you said, it's going to help a lot of people. It's going to help people who are incriminated that shouldn't have been. It's going to help people who actually need it as a medicine, which is why I started consuming it. And
My
it's just-
biggest
it's gonna
thing
make people
is I'm just
happier.
happy that people aren't going to be going to jail just for having marijuana on them.
Yeah, it's just a plant.
Right.
The real conspiracy is was that plant here after the 4.6 billion years of evolution, or did a little alien like in class like just take a straw, just like crinkle up a little nug on planet ZXQ3
Yeah.
and just go and just, ooh, and then like 5 million years later, just, and then you have OG Kush just
Yep.
like right in front of you.
Yep.
Is that what happened?
Honestly, I think so.
I hope so.
You actually just convinced me that I'm pretty sure that was indeed what happened. And who's a
Yeah.
marijuana competitor? Like tobacco?
Pretty much everybody. Pharmaceutical companies.
Oh yeah,
tobacco.
pharmaceutical. That was
I mean, everything.
Let's
Big
hope-
Pharma's really the one that's like, dude.
Pfizer's
on
probably
now.
going to slide in with a $14 trillion donation. Or
Right.
no, they're going to pay you $14 trillion to come give a speech at one of their events.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, marijuana illegal forever.
Right, but hey, this is good news, man. If the federal government can just get out of everybody's life when it comes to this kind of stuff, really it comes down to consciousness. Like each human being, each adult human being should be able to explore their consciousness however they want.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean they're always going to do it right.
If it's victimless, let it rip.
You always, when your parents said don't do something, what'd you go do? It. Period. That's just the name of
Do
the
it
game.
every time.
It's the name of the game.
Well, not to be a wet blanket though. Just
That's me.
because it is available doesn't mean that some people should consume it, because
That's true.
you know, it could incite some schizophrenia.
Yeah, some people
Paranoia.
definitely
Angst.
shouldn't be. Have you ever come across somebody that's just like, you shouldn't be hitting that
Oh,
jump, my
yeah.
friend?
Oh, yeah. Dude, when you're in college from like 18 to 23, you see some weird stuff happen.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right, Angel. Some people should not be hitting the devil's lettuce.
No.
Because they get a little weird.
Yeah, they get a little demonic.
But going back to it, everybody should have the choice. If people want to do it and get weird, that's their choice. Who am I to say they can or can't do that?
Yeah.
And that someone in a blue uniform should take them to jail if they got a little baggy on them.
Well, we went and visited. We were actually down in Ohio, and we visited Shawshank, where Shawshank Redemption was filmed, which is the Ohio State Reformatory, correct? That was pretty surreal, being in a large prison.
Dude,
and-
I've been to Buckeye Stadium. I can only imagine what the Ohio prison looks like.
Oh, dude, slightly better. The stadium
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, slightly better. But when I was in there, it's like you're in this you're in a cell, literally half the size of this podcast studio room, for potentially years, potentially your whole life,
Because you got
sorry,
caught with
man, I'm just-
marijuana 3 times in a
Right.
row.
because you just picked up that little OG Kush from Planet ZQ3XY.
That's so stupid.
Yo, come on now, leave the people alone. All right, do we got anything else, Angel? Oh, bringing what's up?
The number of millionaires grew.
Yeah, to how many?
5
was it?
million in 2020.
Grew
Are
by
you-
5 million.
So yeah, the number of millionaires in the world grew by 5 million in 2020.
It's good.
I think you guys will be part of that in 2021.
We're working on it.
Working hard on it.
We're working real hard on
The
that.
thing I believe that's helping that is the internet and just mass communication, because for so long, so few people had access to all the important information on how to succeed in different lifestyles. But now in the United States and in many countries around the world, when you have capitalism, there are certain ways that give you significantly higher chances of becoming a millionaire if that's something that you want.
Mm-hmm.
And now we can share that information with other people, and people share it with us, and you can seek it, whereas before you couldn't. So I love to see that.
Oh yeah, that's incredible. I think, like you said, the internet is really capable of
Right.
bridging that wealth gap.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I heard a song yesterday, and one of the lyrics was "Capitalism made us poor," from a very popular music artist. And I was like, the audacity. Let's
Well,
be honest.
Dude, I mean, there's huge percentages of younger people are very against capitalism, and for many reasons I understand.
I think they just feel it's a cycle.
Yeah,
Because I mean, I've
which
even
in many ways
seen
it is.
The more money you have, the more things you can buy and spend it on. So
Yeah.
I would imagine, I don't know, I haven't heard that song before, but it probably is frustrating as a rock star to get all this money, and then all of a sudden your manager, your manager's 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 manager, and your family members are all trying to pull money from you because they want money so bad, and then you blame capitalism because you don't want to blame your auntie for asking for 6 bags for Christmas.
Right.
I get it.
We got to get. What is it going to take for us to get to the point as a civilization where we move past letting money control us and we learn how to use money as the tool that it is?
I think it's an individual thing, and people gotta learn to have a good relationship with it. 'Cause just because you have more doesn't mean you're wealthier. In fact, I feel like I see more people that make that middle amount that live paycheck to paycheck than even sometimes people that make low income, because people that make low income are forced, some of them, to make good decisions with that money and save some. Whereas I've got tons of friends that make most people would say a pretty decent amount of money, but they're still broke most of the time because they don't know what to do with it.
Right. People start spending it a little too early. What is the optimal income? Isn't it like $10,000 a month is like they figured out a study that was like the middle point. That was where people found the most joy and happiness, is $10,000 a month.
I saw it was like a bell curve, because when you go over that, sometimes that can be added responsibility, added stress.
Well, you're sitting on your boat, and then you see Conor McGregor's boat, and you're like, I want that boat. You're never happy. You're just constantly pursuing something.
But again, that's on people. You got to have a healthy relationship with it.
Yeah. Or you're like Bill Gates. You're like, hey, I'm endlessly rich, but let's create a virus in a lab, and then I'll make more money.
That is absolutely insane.
Well, that was the point of me bringing it up, is exactly what Zach said, is having, with just from personal experience, witnessing you both and then witnessing your dad, reinvesting that money into your own business, having a healthy relationship with that money. People need to learn to be more financially responsible.
Right.
And I also see a lot of people, when it comes to money, they vilify money. So they're like, oh, if you have a lot of money, you're bad. And so then what that's telling your subconscious mind is it's like you're becoming a magnet pushing away money, pushing away opportunities, versus, like you said, you have to develop on a personal level. You have to develop a really healthy relationship with money.
Yeah.
And in the digital age that we're living in, like we've already talked about, like crypto and all these there's so many new opportunities. There's so many, it's like, but the problem is most people don't have the lens to see those opportunities. It's like, you know how the human eye, like what we're seeing, like some animals will see infrared. Right. Some animals will see ultraviolet. Some, every animal in the animal kingdom pretty much is seeing this reality way differently.
You want to hear something about animals that'll blow your mind that Joe Rogan just said?
I've been waiting
or maybe someone on Joe Rogan just said. So you know how we can smell skunks? That's how bears can smell you.
Whoa.
What? So we reek to a bear?
Well, yeah. Well, animals that can smell better, it's not just us. They can smell anything better.
Whoa.
So like,
that just tripped me out.
Humans, we can smell skunks from forever away, where as a white-tailed deer, all of a sudden you're upwind of it, and your scent goes and they take off. And they're forever away. You might not even see them. But that blew my mind too, because I was like, dang, dude, skunks stink. And if I could smell everything like that, life would suck a little bit.
If I could if I could smell Brian's BO all the way kitty corner to this office, like just lurking in the air vents, that wouldn't be fun to go to work.
Exactly. That the guy on Joe's podcast said too, like when we walk into a room and lasagna was just made, we're like, oh, that lasagna smells good. A bear would be like that garlic, oregano, noodle, tomato. They could smell it all individually. That's just crazy.
List it all off.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the moral of that story was skunks stink.
Okay, well, I was thinking the moral of that story is, which animal in the animal kingdom could you, like, where does it stop? What animal would actually end your day / life? You know what I'm saying? Like if you were to go toe-to-toe with, we'll start off somewhat challenging, like a wolverine. Is it you or the wolverine?
Ooh. I think I can take a wolverine. Honestly, so here's the thing with me. Most animals and dogs don't scare me in the slightest. Like, I know there's dogs that could kick my ass, but I'm not going to be scared going in compared to other animals.
Right. I know I could lose a quart of blood.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna dig deep.
Right. Cats freak me out.
Big cats are no bueno.
Yeah. Even medium cats, dude.
True.
A bobcat.
True. They just have. It's like all of a sudden they're just 12 feet in the air behind you.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? So bobcat, is that like the limit?
No,
I think you could still. There was that one guy that like killed a cougar with his bare hands.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think if my life was on the line, I could probably handle a cougar. It wouldn't be fun.
No, it would not.
It would not be fun.
I'm sorry though, dude. When people say a deer could beat a human, dude, I would destroy a deer.
I wouldn't want to though. I love deers. Angel, where does it stop with you? Which animal is like you're like, no, you got this, bro?
Turkeys.
Turkeys. Really?
Have you seen the talons on those things? They're like
I have.
disgusting velociraptors.
Yeah.
Have you seen an owl? Like, some of those owls freak me out. I remember the first time I was up north and saw an owl, and it was like tall and looking at you like, what, bro? What, bro?
Have you seen an owl without its feathers?
Yeah, I'd still beat the shit out of an owl, though. I can tell you that much.
Have you seen that? You should pull it up.
They
It's
look like an
scary.
alien.
They are aliens.
Could you take a cow?
Yeah.
Not a bull, just like one of them farm dairy cows.
For sure.
What would your strat be?
Just, I don't even know, man.
I'm
It just wouldn't
going
be fair.
Dustin Poirier leg kicks. Coming in, boom.
Now, where it gets really, that is an owl.
Yeah.
That's for sure alien surveillance scout.
Yeah,
100%.
Birds aren't real anyways.
No, they're not.
That's why they charge on the power lines.
Yep.
They do.
Isn't that like a real, like, there's a van going around the country right now. Did you see that? He's like spreading the truth about how birds aren't real.
No, that's how they charge, dude. Why do you think they're all sitting on a power line?
So they're like little Teslas.
Yeah, birds hate each other, and then all of a sudden seagulls and doves are sitting every other on a power line. It's like, come on.
It's something's
We get
fishy.
it. And then that's what it is. Get out of my face.
That's not real. That is just not real.
So-
Where it gets sketchy for me is like if I'm talking about getting in the ocean,
Yeah. Oh, I just don't even mess
Getting
with
in the
water
ocean.
animals.
right? Because you could be swimming, you're like, oh, look at that little fish. You touch it, you're dead in 15 minutes. It's
Yeah.
like,
So here's the
what?
thing. I'm not scared of any birds. I'm not scared of any dogs. A bear would destroy me. I think I could beat a crocodile if they didn't have like Kevlar skin.
Right.
But you can't like gouge a crocodile.
No, you could scare it off if you got it in the eye.
I gotta trick it to open its mouth.
Did you see the guy in Florida?
Oh, I
that-
could take a crocodile. I just convinced myself.
Good. Did you see the guy in Florida that rescued a dog out of a pond?
Yeah, I don't know that he rescued it though.
Did it die?
I think it got eaten. Yeah, I think he.
No. There's a video of it.
Is it the one where he's playing tug of war?
No, I don't think so. I think there's one where it's like a little puppy. Well, here's the thing. There's probably like 7 videos yesterday of a guy wrestling an alligator out of
Also,
Florida.
you live or you're walking your dog near a pond in Florida.
Right. I've heard if you're at like Orlando, like Universal, there's kids that have been snatched right out of the ponds. Florida's one place where when I was down there one time, I was just walking near a marsh. I was like, damn, dude, I'm low on the food chain right here. And
So-
just out of nowhere, it hit
So
me.
birds, get out of my face. I'm beating you all. Dogs, get out of my face. Maybe your top dog could give me a run for my money, but
Maybe.
get out of my face. Cats, I honestly think I could take a bobcat if it really came down to it. It would not be fun, like you said. Cougars and mountain lions get real dicey real fast.
Real fast.
It depends on what age they are when I run up on them. Anything in the deer family, just getting wiped out.
Yeah.
An elk would be dicey.
Yeah, like a moose.
Yeah.
Those things aren't cool, man.
But I'll beat the shit out of a reindeer.
Yeah.
But some of them bigger ones scare me. Bears destroying me. I think I'm going to make the line right at about that mountain lion cougar. If I got lucky, maybe I could take one. But it would take a little luck.
When you get to that point, well, I know they say like for like a grizzly bear, you're just supposed to play dead. But in that moment, like, man, I'm just probably going to actually die.
Right.
Versus try to act like I'm dying, I'm just gonna die.
Yeah, I don't get that. And then you just hope they run away.
Yeah, I guess.
See, that's in
But
this
then it's
argument,
like-
that's not winning the fight. You're a loser if that's what you do.
the bear walks away with just like a
Yeah.
little.
Unless you
little
wait till the
chuckle.
bear walks away and you jump on its back and guillotine it.
Step out.
Yeah. Do you see the UFC fighter that choked out a deer?
Wasn't that
Bryce
Khabib?
Mitchell. No, Bryce Mitchell.
He actually choked out a bear.
Yeah, I think a deer.
A deer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he literally, it was sleeping underneath his tree stand and he walked down the ladder quiet and just choked it out.
And killed it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's aggressive.
Dog, it's called hunting.
It is. It is. I'm a vegan. I'm soft, dude. I can't.
I know,
handle
but
that
if you're
stuff.
gonna hunt,
Oh, that's the way to do it.
choke it out and quit going out there with these high-powered rifles.
Right. It's like let's make it a fair game.
Dude,
at
if you
least.
can calf kick a deer to death, I'm more into that type of hunting.
Yeah, that's pretty intense. Do we have anything else that we want to go over today, huh?
Yeah.
Have you seen this?
I know people say kangaroos are buff, but
Oh, this guy's going out over to
kick the
fight.
crap.
This is where it gets interesting. He's going to fight.
His dog is getting strangled by a kangaroo.
Uh-oh, here we go. Oh, he let go of the dog.
Yeah,
Now
dude,
they're squaring up.
square
Look
up.
at that.
Boom.
Oh! What? He says he's done. One hit and done.
He doesn't know what to do.
Well, he's still kind of like, let me like come at this dog. That was pretty boss.
The way kangaroos look are offensive to me.
Look at this, just squaring up. Like they're fully like
Look
in the
at this
boxing
guy.
ring right now.
Yeah.
It's
They're
like, okay.
kickboxers though. They want to kick you.
Oof. Just doesn't know
Just
what to
did the
do.
Ben Askren.
Yeah. Wow. That's just beautiful right there. That should be framed. It's a thing of beauty.
It's the most American Australian I've ever seen.
That's an alpha kangaroo right there. You see the muscles on it?
Dude, it was flexing.
Yeah.
He's like, come at me, son.
Kangaroos are just deer that went to prison for 10 years.
So true. In our first episode, we were talking quite deeply about ancient human civilizations. So space.com recently actually just put out an article where they found overwhelming evidence that 13,000 years ago there was a layer of nanodiamonds in the soil. Where was that at, Angel? It was somewhere in the south. Could you pull that back up? I don't know. It might be actually in the article. So they're now confirming that a comet struck the Earth 13,000 years ago, which maybe that OG Kush was on that comet back then. Maybe that was what was delivered to us.
That's the thing about the Earth. It's so big. They're not going to be able to study all of it.
No.
They're going to find new stuff all the time. Then there's going to be... They still probably use like Half-Life or whatever. Pretty soon there'll be a technology that'll be able to read things, and they're going to be like, yeah, we got hit by comets every 100 years for blah, 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 however long.
Yeah, well, what I think needs to happen is like people like Logan. It's like, cool, dude. Hey, you moved to Puerto Rico. What would have been cooler is if you started an underwater, under ocean base.
There we go.
Start like the New Age Atlantis. No taxes down there.
How big
you're
are
starting
comets?
a new nation, dude.
How big are comets?
All over the place. The one that struck here 13,000 years ago, just part of it, right? They're starting to figure out that it actually split up, but just part of it hit Greenland, and it was 19 miles long.
Yeah, 19 miles ain't shit, dog.
It's pretty big, though, when it's
That's
coming
big.
in fast.
That is true.
It's coming in fast. It's coming like a Justin Verlander fastball.
But I'm just saying, how often do 19-mile comets hit in the ocean, and we just have no idea?
Oh, I think the one that killed the dinosaurs hit in the ocean, right? Hit the Yucatan Peninsula. Just came in, dinosaurs done.
Wow.
So, hey, watch out. July 4th.
Wow.
Don't mean to end it off that way, but just watch out for comets, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Stay safe out there. Enjoy that legalized cannabis if you're in a state that it's legalized. And just enjoy a can of freedom on us.
Yeah, have some
from
fun.
the Vybe Source Podcast.
Have some fun. Catch a fish.
Catch a fish, wrangle something, just chill with your family.
Be
all
nice
right?
to people.
Watch some fireworks, hopefully, and just enjoy life. All right, that's it for episode 4. Thank you guys, Angel. Love you. Thank
Love
you
you.
for the whole doing things back there. All right,
Clicking stuff.
bye.